Hi, Marko. Thank you very much for joining us today. You're one of the co-founders of the firm Strategio that made the Kliker software. Can you tell us a bit more about how you came up with the idea for Kliker?
Hi, Milos. Thank you for having me here. Well, to be very straightforward, a need for a solution as Kliker came from a very simple business need. I was working for an American printing vendor for 10 years, managing Baltics, Southeast Europe, and Central Asia. You can imagine the vast territory. And you know those questions, where are my products? What are they doing with those products? Am I competitive enough? Who is offering my products? Are they following the recommended retail price, etc.? So these are the questions that even in I would say, a technology company, we were gathering those feedback manually. And then after leaving this, me and my partner, we saw a need. Well, why don't we automate this? Can we make a software that will answer, that will show you all of your products in all of your markets with all of your competitors? And then we saw already, back then it was only 2 or 3 companies trying to do something in that direction, but it wasn't it. And we said, okay, my friend, I think we can do it better. And then off we went.
Great. Can you tell me, specifically, what is it about those other products before that you said it wasn't it?
Okay.
What is it about those and that you kind of expanded upon and improved in your?
Good question. One of them had very complex dashboard. I opened up a dashboard, and it was like I'm landing a probe to an interstellar planet. 55 KPIs. I'm looking for 5 or 6 of them. I said a couple of minutes ago on a presentation, every business on the planet is driven by 6, 7, 8 KPIs. You do not need more. And then when I opened this dashboard, I was lost. It took me 45 minutes to understand, to find, okay, now I said, let's say I'm a user, and it was too complex. Then it was another one, they didn't have a dashboard back then. It was Excel updating itself. So it was very rudimental, if I may be missing another word. And the third one, it was the UK guys. These guys were super advanced, highly technological, but they went in another direction. They went, as UK market is very much in e-commerce, this guy went on FMCG. I couldn't find my products, I couldn't find laptops, printers, I couldn't find consumer electronic. These guys were too advanced. So we saw a gap on the market. We have super technology advanced company, and then we see two or three companies, well, not doing it like we thought that we could do it. And we said, okay, let's put some money in it and let's go.
So the biggest kind of takeaway that you got from all these other companies was they're either too complex, not user-friendly, or they just aren't addressing your market.
Exactly.
So you just went in for it and did.
Exactly.
Those are all amazing things, but there must be some challenges along the way for implementing your solution with your clients. Could you kind of address some of these biggest challenges, and what do you do to make the whole process easier for you and for your clients?
Oh my God, the biggest challenge is it's a blue ocean, like they say. So there is no competition. So you need to, and then I thought, it's great, there is no competitors. But then we saw very quickly, no, it's a problem, because you need to generate a demand. When you have a competitor in a company, what does it mean? It means that you already they have a budget, and they have recognized the need for your product. And at the beginning, people didn't knew, 85% of the potential customers didn't know that such product exists. So, and you would be surprised, I was, as I was in charge in the commercialization of the product, I was the one who was the first talking to some, I don't want to name them, but highly advanced multinational vendors. They said, can this be done? Amazing. So you need to first generate a demand that they want this product, and then to why would they use it, who would use it, and what is the benefit for the business, and then for them to make a budget. So it happens one in a Croatian retailer. I saw my Bulgarian competitor. It was crazy. I was so happy. So because, okay, let me present. I showed my solution. I showed what we can do, and they compare it to what they have. They say, okay, we want to work with you. And then I said to Zoran, my friend, okay, you know, I want some competitors on the market, because it is, competition is actually, it's great, because it is growing a knowledge, and they're growing a demand.
Yeah, of course, people always do think that having a blue ocean market is kind of easy for you. Well, you're the first to market. Yeah, but having competitors is what, it's kind of like having a bouncing board of ideas, you know.
Exactly.
You do something, you see that it doesn't work, you can kind of adjust it.
Perfect.
And when you're in the blue ocean, you have to be the explorer, and you have to also drive up the need for the product, and it's kind of a different beast in itself. Can you tell us a bit more about what are your future plans for Kliker?
Future plans are, so, well, proof of concept is over. We are solution number one in, let's say, Balkans and Adriatics. When people want to explore an option for a market intelligence tool, we see people are coming to us. Here I'm talking about Balkan and Adriatic countries, from Greece to Slovenia. Future plans, of course, are, okay, now we want to grow. And we saw that we cannot fuel this growth with the current cash flow, because the demand is much higher than a current cash flow. So current we are talking to make a seed to get the VC cash to fuel this expansion. So with this done, we expect during 2023 and 2024 to expand both geographically and product-wise. Geographically, we are aiming Western European markets. Product-wise, we are getting out of the consumer electronic markets, working with sportswear already, tools, etc., etc. So these are the expansion plans.
That sounds really, really amazing. I have finally one last question. How would you advise young and potential aspiring entrepreneurs on how to establish their own business the same way you did with Strategio and your product, Kliker? Okay,
I'm 45, and I see our office is at the technology park, and I see a lot of 20-something young people that are really smart people. But I see some of them, I see many of them too much struggling, in my opinion, too much struggling to be innovative. They have this cross they are bearing. We have to be innovative, and we have to invent something new nobody has ever come for. And I'm afraid I see some of them collapsing on that burden. I'm telling to them, guys, I have a neighbor opening a bar and making $1 million. You don't need to invent time machine. Just find the product, find the need, and be the best out of it. You don't need to be another Google. I mean, it's cool if you can, don't get me wrong. But I see all of them enforcing this innovation, be first. It's cool, but it's not easy. So my advice for them, take something that recognize the need. And you don't need to be the only one. Just be among the best. Be top 3 and it will be fine. So this is something that I would say. And second, this entrepreneur landscape has changed a lot. You know, I started my own first company with 22 and I bankrupted within 1 year. You know. And it was a great lesson, cash flow lesson, because I was in Excel. I was super profitable, but I was collecting cash much more later than I needed to pay to my suppliers. So looking entrepreneur environment back then and looking today, they have much more options. They have much more knowledge. They can be taught. They can teach themselves. They can these EU funds. This environment is even in Croatia. True to be said, which is we know that on this official scale of ease of doing business, we are 40 something. So it's not easy, but it can be done. So my advice: the environment is great. Don't kill yourself with super innovative time machine projects. Be the best out of what you can do.
Yeah, it's not like a necessity to be on the forefront of innovation. It's great if you can, as you said, but it's something that only a few of us ever achieve, and
Exactly.
it's good to just recognize the need and just accomplish the need.
Yeah.
Give a product to the people. That's all amazing. Thank you very much for taking the time to kind of address a few of these important topics and for your software, Kliker. And I hope you're having fun at the conference and that you're doing good. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you much. Thank you for having me. My name is Marko Dragic. I'm one of two founders of the company Strategio. We developed software called Kliker, and I came here today to change the world through data.